Okay, so for my blueberry muffins, I've separated my ingredients. I have my liquid ingredients, including my eggs, my milk, and some melted and cooled butter. Okay, all of these ingredients are at room temperature. Then I also have my dry ingredients over here. So I have some AP flour, granulated sugar. This is my baking powder and my salt. Okay, the only ingredient missing is my blueberries. They're frozen, so I'll get those out. They're pre-measured. I'll get those out when I'm ready for them. So first thing I'm going to do is combine all of my liquids together. Really important that we have room temperature. We don't want to have cold milk and melted butter. Then as soon as I pour this butter in here, that butter's going to solidify, right? So I'm going to combine all these together. So I have a nice homogeneous mixture here, okay? So there's no solidified butter. All of my eggs are mixed in nicely. So now I'm going to combine all of my dry ingredients. I'm going to pour each of those into my sifting basket so that I can sift them together. So we're trying to mix as little as possible, right? In our muffin method, we don't want to overmix. So by sifting all of my dry ingredients together and getting them really well mixed together, I can eliminate how long it takes me to fold to get everything to come together, okay? Get my salt. My baking powder. I always sift my leavening, of course. This is my sugar in here. So there's kind of some crystals in here. Sometimes you'll come across salt or baking soda where that happens. We don't want to throw that away, okay? This is all measured ingredients, so I'm going to try to pass through everything that I can until it gets sifted and combined. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure all of my dry ingredients are combined well. Okay, so all of my dry ingredients have been combined nicely. I'm going to take a little bit of this dry flour mixture and then kind of coat my blueberries in this flour. So this is going to kind of help them hold their place in the batter. We don't want them to sink to the bottom, so I just coated them with some flour. And now I'm going to create a well in my dry ingredients, okay? So I just carved out a little spot, if you will, so that more of the ingredient, there's a little hole so I can put all of my wet ingredients into that little spot in there. So all of my wet, all at one time will go in. And I'm just going to fold this together. I'm rotating my bowl as I'm folding. Okay, and I'm folding using a J kind of motion. Okay, scooping up from the bottom to the top there. So this is the most gentle way for me to combine my ingredients. Once it's about halfway mixed, which is where I'm at right now, okay, now I'm going to add these blueberries in with that little bit of extra flour. Okay, the blueberries I'm adding lastly, they are frozen, right? So I don't want to get this batter too cold or have anything solidify really quickly on me. So I like to combine my batter first and then get those blueberries in at the just before everything gets mixed together. Okay, so folding just until everything's hydrated, which is just about now. I'm going to stop my mixing here. Everything comes together really quickly, okay? The more that I mix this, the more tough my muffins could come out, okay? So my batter is slightly lumpy. It's not a smooth batter, to say the least. Of course, there's those blueberries in there. So now, I'm going to spray these with a little pan release. So that's going to allow the muffins to come out of the paper really nicely. Using a portion scoop so that each muffin is the exact same size so that they bake evenly. Of course, making sure to get a couple blueberries in every muffin. Important for standardization. Of course, I'm going to be eating these muffins, so I want to make sure there's a blueberry in each of those. Okay, scoop those out. And I have some crumble here. It's what's blueberry muffin without a little crumb topping. You guys know me, I'm not shy with my sugar. So crumb topping's the best part. Okay, so these tiny little muffins are gonna go into my easy bake oven over here. I'm thinking probably 12 minutes. There's my tiny little oven right there. Probably about 12 minutes or so. I'll take a look at them, I'll rotate them because the oven is so small. I would say about, for that size muffin, at 350, 10 minutes in a normal oven will probably be plenty. Okay. Now the rest of this muffin batter, I can save this because baking powder is my leavening agent. Okay. So when baking powder is your leavening agent, it's activated by heat. So this batter will stay good. It has a limited shelf life. The sooner we bake this, the more rise it will get in the oven. However, I can bake this at a later time. So what I'm going to do is very carefully put this into a container. And then leave it refrigerated. When I go to bake more muffins, I'll take that container out of the fridge, and I'm not going to stir that. If I stir that batter, it's going to overmix my dough, and then I'm going to have tough muffins. So we'll check back with you in a little bit of time to see how those blueberry muffins come out. Okay, so muffins took about 15 minutes or so, maybe 18 minutes in my small oven. Let's see. Here they are. Yeah. Baking in quarantine. Okay. So the important things to remember for our muffin method. All ingredients room temperature. Okay. We combine all of our liquids. In some cases, that includes melted butter. Okay, so we combine all of our liquid ingredients together at room temperature. Separately, we combine all of our dry ingredients. We sift them together. So flour, sugar, baking powder, salt, all of your dry ingredients. Okay, then we add our wet ingredients to our dry ingredients. We fold to combined. The batter should be slightly lumpy. It does not need to be smooth. Okay, and something that I see a lot of times, I looked at some other videos on YouTube that I was going to show you guys, but I saw them using the whisk. Okay, I only whisk my wet ingredients together. When it comes to combining my wet and my dry, I will always fold with a spatula, okay, or with a dough scraper would be sometimes even better, depending on the size of your batter, okay. But really important that you remember those steps. Sifting your dry ingredients together is going to help eliminate lumps of flour in that mix. So sifting together is always really important. Temperature, make sure that everything's at room temperature so that they combine nice and evenly. And then don't overmix. Always cardinal rule of our quick breads is don't overmix. And you'll end up having some beautiful little muffins just like these. So these are topped with some crumb topping, really easy to make with a paddle attachment. Combine butter, flour, brown sugar, cold cubed butter, and then you just combine that until it forms like a loose dough. Great crumble that you could put on almost anything. It's delicious on its own. So hope you guys found this helpful and enjoy some muffins.